Hi friends and fellow earth angels, it's Gladys and welcome back to my weekly Sunday card reading, and this spread will cover April 14th to the 20th. Powerful energy this week, and I'm not talking about the astrology. Many, not all, are connecting with the energy of Jesus, his story, whether you're coming from a religious basis or a spiritual basis. For me, Jesus is one of my favorites, and he is a teacher for me, a mentor, a spiritual guide. He embodies compassion and love and empathy and healing on so many levels. So I felt it was perfectly suiting to channel his energy this week. So please take the messages as they resonate. I can't say it's coming from a religious basis, although I have a religious foundation. So I feel like it's a powerful energy, a powerful time right now. A lot of energy of completion. So one of the messages that I keep getting for clients and myself is I see the energy of a snake and shedding skin. So I feel like a lot of people right now are shedding the old and embracing the new, whatever that means to you. Maybe it's old beliefs, old ways of doing things. Maybe it's shedding your winter clothes and going into spring. You know, I'm seeing people are bringing their piggy toes out and pulling out their sandals, which makes me oh so happy. So it's a powerful time, but it's very individualized. So this is it's a heavy week for those Christians and people who are celebrating Jesus maybe from the religious aspect of his death and his passing and the crucifixion. So there is this releasing or this ending and this purging. So many people are feeling the energy on lots of different levels. If it's not your teachings or if it's not your upbringings, maybe you're feeling it in your physical world, in the 3D life, whatever that means to you. So I'm going to ask that energy of unconditional love to tap into support for us for this week in the space that we're in. So the cards that I chose to work with this week will be Loving Words from Jesus. And I'm going to ask Jesus for support in what we're supposed to be surrendering or releasing this week with the Power of Surrender cards. And then there's a lot of healing stuff going on for people. So I'm going to tap into the Archangel Raphael energy. And then angel prayers for the week, an angel prayer card for the week, and then I'm going to finish with Denise Lynn's Gateway Oracle cards. I love these. It's a great affirmation deck, and I've been using this deck for a while now. It's been one of my favorites. I actually just got a new deck because my old deck is pretty tattered and torn. So we're going to finish up with an affirmation for the week. So that's going to be the plan. We'll see how it goes. And let me open up space. So I want to invite in all our guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for our best and highest good and the best and highest good of all concerned. Okay, friends, let's begin. All right, Jesus, what do you want us to know this week? What is your message? I think I'm gonna go with this one. Actually, there's two here. Let's go with those. All right, so the messages we got says, seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these shall be added unto you. So this is the message. He looks like he's in a place of contemplation, observing. There looks like there's this peace to him. So let's put that here and just check out the second card, which is your heavenly Father knoweth that you, your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. Interesting. Okay, so one of the messages that I'm getting is you're not alone. Interesting. So one of the messages I'm getting is, if you're feeling blocked, or you're feeling out of touch with all that you know you're worthy and deserving of, or all that you've been working towards. So if you've been working diligently on tasks and getting things done and making changes, and things aren't coming into fruition, maybe things aren't coming into alignment, maybe there's still like, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what the next step. I feel like this message is saying, look to God, lean into that energy for support. And He knows that you need money. God knows that you need love and connection to be lit up. He knows you need these things. So I feel like the message is, seek God first, whatever that vibration is for you. Look to that divine light, look to that unconditional love, look to that vibration. So I say often, every morning I read the Jesus Calling book, and the message in so many ways is always the same. Seek me and I will guide you. So this is a message for those of you who feel like you may be at a crossroads, or maybe you're having a situation or experience in relationships or a job and you just don't know what else to do. Nothing seems to be working. Nothing seems to be changing. Maybe you're in a state of frustration or annoyance, or maybe your brain hurts from thinking so much. I feel like God is saying, I know what you need. I know that you need love and connection. I know you know what you need for yourself. And I feel like He's saying, sit with me in reflection. Sit with me, imagine. So receiving, that's the word. Receiving and allowing the divine energy to fill you up to overflowing. It's very feminine energy for men and women. I feel like God is asking you to connect with the divine, to access the depth of knowledge and wisdom and skills and tools that can help you. So if you've been in your head trying to figure everything out, I feel like these cards are saying, take a pause and turn your attention to that light. If God isn't a thing for you, go outside in the sunshine. So this masculine energy is is light. And the sunshine can embody that energy as well, because remember, the sunshine allows things to grow. It gives plants the food that it needs to grow, to root into the ground. I mean, I think it's like, I don't know, third grade science maybe at this point, photosynthesis and stuff. So we're in a place of growth and more light right now. And the universe is saying that with our light, we can help you grow faster. So sometimes it's relinquishing fear and control and leaning into allowing things to be what they are. And now I'm not saying go put on a credit card a Mediterranean cruise and say, oh, God will figure it out. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying ask God. So if there's something like, again, a wall, a block, or frustration or a fear, ask God. Invite that energy in to receive and allow the answers. Sometimes when we pull out of things, things work themselves out. It was so interesting. For when I started my business, there was a few years where, of course, I always worried about where are the clients going to come from? How am I going to make rent? What's the next thing should I do? And I was so focused on that, and it came in like trickles. And at the time, I started to have issues in my relationship where it was so challenging that I needed to divert my attention into the relationship that I was in the time. And I took the attention away from my business. And what happened is my business started to flourish and clients started to come. And I kind of laughed. I'm like, sure, I've got this issue in this relationship, but my business is doing good. So sometimes, and this might be, again, it's a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody, but sometimes when we take our attention off of the thing that we're so focused on, it works itself out. And that's how the divine works. So let me go into the surrender card. So that all being said, let me ask Jesus, what more does He need to tell us about this and how we should be surrendering, or what we should be surrendering? Go with this one. Ooh, surrender defensiveness. Ooh, that's a big one. So the message is defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. So I'm hearing the words, as I'm even channeling this message, I'm hearing the words, but, reality is, and I can't tell you how many times I hear people say, this person will never, or this will never happen, or somebody will say something and offer like another perspective or another way, and there'll be that, but this is all I know, or but this is how it has to work. And I feel like God is saying he knows that you need these things, and he knows, I guess the message is like, he knows what you need. He knows we need money. He knows we need healthcare. He knows we need love. He knows we need connection. He knows we need homes, money to pay for our homes. He knows our bills need to be paid. But I feel like it's surrendering into the defensiveness, which this card for me, it's like the buts. It's the, yeah, Gladys, but, or yeah, God, but. You see this person, you see how he's consoling her? Like, I think a lot of us might be in this space right now. It's like this despondent, like, I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out. And I feel like God is saying, put down the defenses, put down the sword and shield. This may be you in your relationship. This could be a relationship with a parent, a child, a spouse, a partner. Maybe if you're like in the space like, yeah, I want to grow, well, yeah, I want to do this, but if you feel blocked in that sense, maybe you're not getting the support or you don't know how to communicate in that way. I feel like God is saying, put down the sword and shield. It's a sign of weakness. Of course, it's a place of fear. So some of you, if you're tired or exhausted, what I've learned is that fear robs you of your chi and energy. It robs you of your light. So it lowers your vibrations, weakens your defenses, and it makes things cloudy, and then we make a lot of impulsive decisions. So this says it's a sign of weakness to communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. So even staying centered means connect with God, connect with that higher vibration of unconditional love. So, maybe if a problem or a situation arises this week, instead of reacting, pull back and maybe connect with God or even the Archangel Gabriel. There's very, very Gabriel-esque vibe here because Gabriel's like copper. So I'm seeing his energy in these colors as well. He's the angel of communication. He's the visionary. He helps us with creative projects. So maybe pulling out and asking God for the words to say or to speak through you and communicate. Before I open up space for the collective, I call on Archangel Gabriel, and I always call on Jesus and God to help me channel the messages that are going to reach the most amount of people. So I feel like in a lot of ways you could be holding on to old ways of doing things and the way things should be or the way you want them to be. And I feel like this is saying maybe open up to another perspective. One of the things I think I've mentioned in other videos is that when I feel somebody wrongs me or somebody tailgates me on the highway or something, my thought now is maybe they have a reason. Maybe there's something more to it other than getting defensive, that's a personal attack against me. And so that kind of lightens the mood. So, we always say people should this or people should that based on what we perceive is the perfect way of doing things or the right way of doing things. And sometimes we have to say, like, who says it has to be this way? Who says it has to be that way? This time of year stirs up a lot of stuff for people, like especially with religions and old beliefs and old ways of doing things. I love church. I love church. I love to be with people who are celebrating, but there are certain places I can be and certain places I can't. And I just have to know that. And it's not a right or wrong, but it's okay, God, lead me to what will nourish my soul. Lead me to the people, places, things, and ideas that will support me in the space that I'm in right now. And that's that part of co-creating with the universe. So if you're getting defensive or you're like, yeah, but maybe pull back a little bit, go up to that higher inner wisdom and ask God to really soften you so that you can hear the words, or you can hear what is for the best and highest good of this situation. So let me go to Archangel Raphael here. Let's ask Archangel Raphael to give us a healing message to support us in this message this week. What else do we need to know? Raphael, the healer. Oh, let me just go with this one. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. I love it. Yeah, look, there's two divine beings. Maybe y'all got relationship stuff going on. Maybe there's relationship stuff, all dynamics of relationships. Maybe you're like, I don't know, pissed about something, or maybe you're bitter about something or resentful. And so Raphael's saying, call me in to help. And his message says, Dear Archangel Raphael, I ask for your healing help with, and then state your situation. It says, thank you for your divine healing intervention. So I feel like this card is just asking you to invite Archangel Raphael. So Raphael is the healer. He helps people with addictions. So maybe you're struggling with somebody who's struggling with addictions and you don't know what to do, and maybe it's defensive, or you have to be defensive against this person. So Raphael is saying to call him in for help and assistance, and maybe it's a health thing. Again, maybe it's to help with a relationship dynamic. So he is the angel of miracles. He is the angel that helps with finances. He is the angel that helps with healing situations. I think I said he's the angel of miracles. His color is emerald green. So if you can imagine yourself filling to overflowing with emerald green light, maybe you know somebody who's struggling and needs healing in some way and you don't know what to do for them, ask Archangel Raphael to fill them to overflowing. And I feel like this message is saying, the underlying message so far is ask. I know what you need. Ask. Call on me for help. I can assist. Remember, the universe abides by the law of free will. It is a sacred law that your loved ones, the archangels, God will not cross that line of free will. And so a lot of times people ask me, Gladys, where was God? Where was God? And so we always have to check in, like, well, are we asking, and do we want it to be a certain way? Can there be another way? Can we put down our expectations of the way things should be because of old beliefs and old ways of doing things? And can we open up to the possibility of something more or something different? Maybe there's another way. And so I feel like Raphael is saying, ask him for assistance. If you look at this card, it looks like they're reading a book, or there's something that is information that's in front of them. So maybe this is a message to say that, when we kind of open up and ask for assistance, there's information in front of us that we might not see when we're being defensive. Ooh, that's a big one, man. Okay, so let me pull a card in angel prayer, angel prayers. All right, so angels, what message do you have us for this week? Message of support. Wow. Okay, so this one just flipped out. Yeah. The inner voice. Beautiful. I mean, knoweth that you have need of all. Your heavenly Father knoweth. I have such a habit when they're worded like this. Your heavenly Father knoweth that you have needs of all these things. So he knows what you need. Okay, seek you first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Okay, so call on God, things will come to you. And so how? Okay, so this is the how. So we asking, letting our defenses down the butts, being open, and then how? Listening to that inner voice within. And so the message says, thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. So I may have shared this in other videos. I know I've shared it in other videos. So your inner voice, what does that mean? So I'm going to kind of just share it again. So bear with me if you've already heard this. Intuition. for feminine energy comes through the heart. Masculine energy, it seems to come through the gut. It's like gut primal instinct. I just know what I'm supposed to do. Feminine energy, intuition, it's like a love vibration. It opens up connection with the divine intuition. So there's the depth that comes to it. So if you were to close your eyes now, and I would say bring to mind or a feeling or a sense your kitchen and the map of your kitchen, like where your refrigerator is in relation to your sink, and bring your awareness of what your plates look like, your dishes look like. And then if there was a mug, say maybe you wanted a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or a hot drink, maybe it's hot cocoa, maybe there's a specific mug that you would choose. Maybe it's a certain color, it's a certain weight, it's a certain size. Think about where it is in your kitchen. Maybe it's in the dishwasher, maybe it's in the dish holder, maybe it's in a closet. So as I'm saying all these things, it's like your mind is bringing to mind, you're getting these feelings into these things. And it's coming from like the back of your mind. It's like this, so it's not like you're seeing it in front of you, you're seeing it kind of like in the back of your mind. This is how intuition works. It comes from the depth of your being in a way, and it comes from like a quietness, a stillness, an empty space a little bit, and it's creating like pictures. So when you think about paying your bills, now think about paying your bills. Think about like the steps that you have to take. Maybe you go online and pay a bill. You have to get on your computer, you have to go to a certain website, you have to go to a certain part. When you think about that stuff, that is all coming from your brain. So you've shifted from the depth of imagine and intuition and that feeling into that cup or that mug, and now you're into the logic and the reasoning and the mechanics and paying bills. That is in your head. That is in your brain. So when you're calling on your inner voice for intuition, it is not going to come from your brain. It's not going to come from that part of you that's in your head. It's going to come from a depth of you. And I hope I'm explaining that right, because it's different for everybody, but it's different. It's a depth. So when you're in meditation and you're calling on God, it's coming from a deeper part of you. God isn't coming from like your head and your brain part. And I feel like that's where your inner voice is coming from. And one of the messages that I keep getting for people is listening. You know, you can pray, you can say all the affirmations, you can put that energy out, but there needs to be a point where we're sitting and listening to that inner voice, listening to the words that are, listening to what's on our mind, listening to the mind racing. That's all the pathway of the depth of getting more information and knowledge and wisdom. And I have to say, I know that I have to really be regimented in order for me to access higher wisdom. And I'll always be able to, and you'll always be able to access higher wisdom. But what I know, when I drink my water and I eat my fruits and vegetables and I get outside and get some fresh air and I get really good sleep and I'm taking care of my body, it's easier. Things come a lot easier and there's more clarity to it. When I am loading up on Easter candy and I am enjoying the pizza and all those good things, intuition and knowledge and wisdom is harder for me to access. It takes more energy because my body isn't clear. Now, that does not mean I have to sacrifice. I certainly enjoy what I'm having. It's just I have to be mindful of how I'm nourishing my body in a lot of ways. Because if not, if I don't have some type of structure or routine, I will just kind of get thrown off, and then I will feel tired, I will get sick, and I'll feel drained. So if you're feeling like you're in that space right now, your energy, or it could be tired, that your energy might need to be replenished. And so I feel like all the answers and all the guidance for help and knowing what you need and getting your needs met is putting this sword and shield, or putting this energy down that it has to be a certain way, and then sitting and pausing and listening to that inner voice. 5 minutes every day, 10 minutes max every day, to just sit and listen what's on your mind and talk to God. Say, okay, God, talk to me. Nothing may come the first 5 minutes, and that is okay, because what will happen is you're giving your mind time to purge and release. the racing, the thoughts, the worries, the fears. Give it permission to move through your body. And then you never know, you might be brushing your teeth and have a brilliant idea. You may be in the shower and come up with some creative thing or some way to problem solve. What you're doing in the space is creating space, because a lot of us are stuffed with have-tos and shoulds and responsibilities. So, creating sacred space with God has to come from you. It's like you've got to create time for it, or things will always fill that spot. Okay, so let me finish. 1, 2, did I do them all? 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Okay, so let me finish with an affirmation. What affirmation will benefit us the most this week? Let's see. Woo! What? Do I pull these two? I think 2. Yeah, okay. You guys are going to laugh. You ready for this? Letting go. Look at the fish. They are swimming away. It says, I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. So this may be saying that, I know you might not want to hear this because I never want to hear it, but divine timing in so many ways. Sometimes we think we're doing something wrong if something's not coming in. So instead of let go, because sometimes I think we put pressure, I gotta let it go, why can't I let it go? I like to say maybe sitting with the energy of acceptance. This may not be where I want to be right now, but if I can accept that this is where I'm at, and this is what's happening, from here, I can create space of acceptance, releasing the defenses of, I gotta let it go, and all these things keep happening, and be able to lean into the energy of acceptance, and from there, you can move forward. That is a lot of the pathway with grieving. We have the anger, we have the frustration. A lot of people are grieving right now. Obviously, we're in a space of grieving energetically, the spiritual aspect of the people who are following this space. But remember, so many people are in that vibration. We can't not feel it. It's part of the collective. We are all one. So there's a space of letting go and releasing and just kind of allowing. And that's like, if you think about the story of Jesus, so many people wanted to hold on to him, but to the depth of his core, he knew he needed to go through this to free us, on some level. I've been watching the Bible story. Joel Osteen is in it, and some philosophers are in it, spiritual leaders are in it. The faith and spiritual advisor of Obama is in it, which I think is really cool. And, they talk about how, the Bible just repeats itself over and over again. These stories, that were literal at the time, have kind of transformed into figuratively. We're in many different parts of that throughout our life. And there's this releasing for the new to come in. I surrendered joyously to the ebb and flow. So I feel like joyously is an important word right there. It's not like reluctantly or fine, this is being taken away from me. It should be joyously, like, okay, I'm releasing this to allow the new to rise up, to allow more to transform. Remember, God knows better. Or knows more. He knows the pathway. God can be like the truck driver that sees miles down the road that we can't because we're in a little car. I mean, it's cool from that perspective that he can see so much farther ahead, and he's trying to protect us. So, sometimes those truck drivers, they get in your way. Who knows? They may be protecting you. They may foresee something in the far ahead that you don't. And I feel like that's where, if things are getting in your way and you're frustrated by it, maybe ask yourself, maybe there's a reason why that's happening. Maybe I can release what's in front of me right now and go with the flow. And then finally, the last one, it says proceeding softly. It was like a tea party. It says, my inner power grows in moments of gratitude. And I think that can help tremendously when you're listening to your inner voice. Sometimes it's hard to get to that place of gratitude. Sometimes, I should be grateful for this, but I'm feeling this way. Sometimes the best healing work is sitting in the energy of feeling grumpy, feeling fearful, feeling worried, feeling sad, feeling happy. If you give yourself permission for those feelings to come and up and out and feel them in your body, what happens, that clears out and you have more clarity. It's like you kind of go into the depth of that space and allow it to move through your body, to come up and out, to be released, to let it go. Sometimes it's like facing it, like, yeah, I'm pissed right now and I'm angry right now and I have no reason to be, but I just am. So one of the big parts of the healing work that I've been doing lately is giving myself permission to feel. I would stuff it for so long, and bitterness crept in, and resentment, and why not me, and how dare you, and how could you, and that energy. So this last few months of, practicing the art of feeling, all aspects of feelings, getting in touch with what guilt feels like, what heartbreak feels like, what anger feels like, what betrayal and heartache feels like. And I know I'm not going to break, but that's that part of me going with the ebb and flow. Like, this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm just going to allow it to move through my body, and I can tell you it will make room for more. And now, I have so much joy in my life and such deep gratitude, but I had such a hard time getting to that space. And for me, it was listening to God, listening to my thoughts and feelings, giving it room to cycle and move. Have a feelings journal, I've had so many aha moments the last month. It's been crazy. So I just kind of write the stuff down. I have a great support system and, network. So again, if you're feeling alone and isolated, sometimes maybe even coming in for a divine guidance session and just sitting and sometimes just saying things out loud and being able to release them, to be able to purge what's swimming around in your head, helps tremendously. So I feel like this message was deep this week. Deep and like a little like pushy. But I mean it in the most loving way. Sometimes we need to hear these things. So beautiful messages. Keep turning your heart to God. Get out in some sunshine. Maybe sit in the sun and ask for some guidance. Remember, asking gives them permission to come into your life on so many levels. So people are healing this week, a lot of endings, beginnings. I'm trying to say these things in many ways that can resonate with a lot of people. Shedding a skin, shedding an old body. Remember, when a snake sheds its skin, it keeps moving. It doesn't stop. It literally sheds out of its skin. So it's not a matter of stopping. It's a matter of continuing to move, allow energy to flow. It kind of shows these fish in movement. And as you're moving forward, or as you're in that space of making adjustments and changes, energy flows and you can kind of shed out of it, if that makes sense. Okay, I think I'm done channeling. Okay, I'm just checking to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Proceed softly. We don't have to go barreling into things. We don't have to force things. Remember, Jesus always talked about gentleness and patience and compassion for people. So proceeding softly is, a profound message. So maybe be gentle on yourself this week. Lovingly allow things to move through you and flow through you. And then maybe writing down what your inner voice is telling you, that guidance. Okay, so let me close space. Let me thank all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. Okay, friends. So thank you so much for your comments. So this whole social media and YouTube stuff is new to me. And so what I found out through research is that when you comment and you like these videos, it actually adds to, or you share, or you subscribe, or you hit the notification bell. What happens is it actually adds to the channel to be able to go out to more people. So thank you. Thank you for sending me hearts. Maybe you can send me some flowers in the comments, or maybe you can send me some hearts. So yellow is a beautiful color. It kind of, obviously yellow is everywhere throughout this reading. Yellow is my connection to Jesus. I picked the yellow egg this week for Jesus and wisdom, and then also green for healing. And so send me maybe some yellow and green hearts, and just know that as you do that, as you appreciate it, it's really helping and it's radiating out. So for more people like you who are open to receiving these kinds of messages, to receive it and to see it. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I just launched my new website. I think I've mentioned that. So that is exciting. So if you have any questions, anything you want to know more of, there is an option for you to reach out to me on my contact page of my website. Of course, you can book an appointment. The link is down below, as well as the link to make a donation to my channel, and then connecting with me on social media and my podcast. So thank you so much for watching. And if you haven't heard it yet today, I love you. God loves you. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.